we're looking at a 37 Axopar XC, 12,000 BTU DC, 7,000 BTU DC. 7,000 BTU is for the forward cabin, and the 12,000 BTU is for the pilot house. So what we're going to talk about here is things we want to look at when we're hooking up the boat, putting it in storage, when we're not going to be using it for a while. So we want to hook up the shore power. Want to make sure this light is on the shore power cord, although this light could get damaged, so don't always base yourself on this. If we look over here, we see this little display on the far side. Right now it's flashing on the screen of the camera, but this is reading voltage right here. So right now I'm seeing 117, 118. We have two little lights over here. So this first light saying that we have power, the second light saying reverse polarity. So we don't want to see this red light on, and we want to have the breakers on. So we have the GFI cutoff. We have the main breaker. We have the breaker for the outlets and the breaker for the chargers. If all these breakers aren't on, I guess the receptacles, this middle one doesn't have to be on, but the other breakers, we want them all on. Looking over here on the starboard side, we can see that this unit's running. This is for the 12,000 BTU. If we go over to the port side, we see that the 7,000 BTU is also running. Plenty of water, that's under the floor right here. We have these in the way, but it's directly under the floor. There's a little hatch that you open and you have the whole system right under there. Moving forward, we have these vents. So these vents, we want to keep them all open. I can close one, but I really don't want to close more than one, and I would really prefer to have the three open. So 1, 2, 3 vents are fed by the 12,000 BTU. This vent and the vent in the cabin. So it's this vent here and this vent over here are fed off to 7,000 BTU. So seeing that we have a 4-inch vent over here, we can close this one off to really boost the cooling for the forward cabin, or you can just keep this one open. I mean, there's still plenty of air that comes out of here. We have the display for the AC over here. That's for the cabin AC, for the 7,000 BTU. We have the secondary control over here, which is for the pilot house AC. Here we have the display for the master volt system, so that's the inverter charger. So seats up now. Now we're getting to the systems over here. This is our 2,000 watt inverter charger. So it's 2,000 watt inverter, 100 amp charger, and this is what's maintaining the battery charged from shore power. If you're ever disconnected from shore power in storage for a long period of time, you want to have this battery switch off. That way the inverter is not drawing any power. Anytime you're connected to shore power, this has to be on. Otherwise, you will not be charging the batteries. So we're going to be in a rack storage, long period of time. We're going to open up this here. We're going to turn this off, and we're going to turn these two off here. So to turn them off, we're going to push the button. And so pushing the button, this top one is for the pilot house AC, this bottom one here is for the forward AC. So if I look over here at the display that we were just looking at, we'll see that this one is now dead because now this unit's no longer working. To reactivate it, I'm just gonna push that back up in place. This display will come alive again. The little indicator up here is lit up saying it's on. We have the mode in cool, fan is in auto, and then we can adjust our temperatures there. Everything's good to go over here on this side. And then just to go over some of the other things that we have in here, Here we have the fuse for the Belmar system. So the Belmar is the smart monitoring that we have at the helm. We have here the fuse for the DC to DC charger, which is this device right here. This is another fuse, an A&L fuse that we have on the positive side of this same DC to DC charger. And then this is the smart shunt, so this is what that display in the front's reading from. And this device right here is the Bluetooth adapter that allows us to view this through a Bluetooth app that allows us to view it from either an Android or an Apple phone. So to turn off, we're going to be in storage for a long time. It's off, off, off. We have one unit located over here, 7,000 BTU. And then we have a secondary unit located under this seat here. Right over here. And this is the 12,000 BTU that's feeding the other three, that's feeding the three vents in the pilot house. So here we're showing the amperage draw, so we're drawing 4.3 amps. Here we're showing the battery voltage. Here's the auxiliary battery voltage. So this is one battery, second battery. This is time left running, time left to charge, state of charge, state of health, and then going back to our draw. So this will go up and down based on the charger engaging and disengaging to maintain the batteries charged. The batteries are located here. So we have two on this side, we have one over here, and then over there on the side, right there, we have our sump pump. So the condensation for the 7,000 BTU is going to this sump pump, and then that sump pump is discharging it overboard. The 12,000 BTU is discharged straight overboard, so we don't have any water draining into the bilge. So this boat has a total of 750 amp hours, so both units running will give us between 8 to 9 hours of running, with both units running at full speed. This is not accounting for use of the inverter. Obviously, use of the inverter will depend on how strongly the inverter is being used, or if it's being used at all.